You guys get to see my chubby arms. Fat arms. Ooh, soft muscles. Hey stars, it's Maiku and welcome to the Maikuniverse. If you're new around here, shine bright, and if you've been before, keep shining. What we do on this channel is we react to music videos, artist performances, and whatever else tickles my fancy. This video was suggested by no one because we're going to try something new today. I'm going to be uploading this pretty late because I've been tired, it's raining, and I haven't felt motivated. And then I thought, you know what you do when you don't feel motivated? You get up and make a video, right? So that's what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is watch a video by a channel that is called, I wish I could read today because that'd be nice. It is Tim Explica. Okay, all right, Tim Explica. And it is going to be 12 things you should not do when you visit Brazil. I don't know how to say that in Portuguese because I don't speak Portuguese. But maybe, you know what, if you want me to do a video where I try to practice speaking Portuguese, comment down below and let me know what you think, and I will do it because I like languages and I feel like I'm pretty good with Spanish. Yo hablo español, pero mi acento es un poquito malo, but I would love to practice it. I don't know why I don't do it on my own, probably because I have enough things going on with work and school and this and trying to set up this house and not have an echo, but I do have an echo. So I would love for you guys to give me some suggestions on what videos you would like, in addition to music videos as well. So we're going to watch this video by Tim Explica. We're going to get into it, but before we do that, make sure you ring that bell icon. You get notified whenever I upload, which is Wednesdays and Saturdays. Is it Wednesdays and Saturdays? No, it's Tuesdays and Fridays around noon, so you should do that. Thanks so much, and let's get on with the show.
Yo, what's up, galera? This video is going to be a little bit different. Usually I make videos in Portuguese for Brazilians. This video is going to be in English. For people that want to visit Brazil, people that have never visited Brazil, so they can get a better idea of what Brazil is really like. Of course, this video is only a couple minutes, so it's a very brief summary, but I think a few tips here you will find useful on your trip to Brazil. For Americans, Canadians, and Japanese citizens, you no longer need visas, so it's a great time to come visit Brazil. Take advantage of all the cool stuff this beautiful country has to offer. I've visited many countries, and Brazil is my favorite. The culture is exciting, the weather, wow, it's just amazing. But there are some things you should avoid. Brazilians, feel free to correct anything I missed and share this with your gringo friend who wants to visit Brazil. First thing, don't speak Spanish. They do not speak Spanish. Brazilians.
Quick question. Are all people who are American called gringos? Is it like in Spain or in Latin Mexican countries? That all people who are not from that country are gringos? Because I always thought that it meant like people who are lighter complected white folks. So let me know. I'm ignorant to that, and I'd love to be educated because I'm like, gringo? I'm not a gringo, but then I'm like, maybe I am a gringo? I don't know. You guys let me know. It's okay. It's okay. Is that what you call me? That's fine. I mean, I'm an American citizen, United States citizen, so is that what that means? Like, people that from the United States are gringos? Is that what it is? Or just people outside of the country?
Were colonized by the Portuguese, the whole country speaks Portuguese. Instead of asking, hablas inglés? Say, fala inglés? Or
fala inglés? Fala inglés? Fala inglés? Okay, I can say that.
Hasta luego? No.
Hasta luego. Hasta luego. Hasta luego. Am I putting the accent on the right? Hasta luego. Hasta luego. Hasta luego. Hasta luego. Hasta luego.
Logo. Y no es gracias, it's obrigado for a man and obrigada.
Obrigado. I know that. Obrigado. Obrigada. I can say that.
If you are a woman. Okay, the next thing, you often hear Brazilians criticize Brazil. Some of their criticisms are valid, some are exaggerations, and some are just ridiculous. But just because you hear Brazilians talking bad about Brazil does not mean you can talk bad about Brazil. I learned this one.
That's number one anywhere you travel. Don't talk about the country that you're in. It's my house. Okay? It's like your best friend. You can call your best friend a mean name like crazy or silly or stupid, but the minute someone else does, now you got two people that are going to be fighting you for it, fighting with you, because listen, don't talk to my friend like that. It's like that movie Karina, where that little boy calls that other little boy the N-word, and little girl the N-word, and she's like, don't say that, that's my best friend. Yes, this is a rule anywhere. Don't do that. I agree.
We'll say many things. You'll see them in the comments, but you should avoid saying negative things about Brazil. They will turn on you in a second. It's kind of like your family. Like, yeah, you can talk about your family, but other people can't talk bad about your family.
That's what I said. What is another thing that's important to remember is that also, even if you ever come to visit the United States, don't talk crap about the city that you're in. It's very, even if you're in, I live in San Francisco. If you're in Los Angeles, you can't really talk bad about Los Angeles in Los Angeles, and you can say some things about San Francisco, and usually you can probably get away with it because they're they're very different. But if you say anything about California, that's generally the rule. If you're in the state, the city and the state that you're in matters, so you can't say anything bad about that city and that state. So you might as well just keep it off the topics unless you're going to compliment.
Makes sense. Don't ask if they walk around the beaches topless. There are a few nude beaches in the country, just like there are some nude beaches in the United States, but it's illegal in most places to walk around topless. In Europe, I think it can be fairly common in certain places, but in Brazil, it is not. But you should show a little more skin than you're accustomed to in the United States. The bikinis and the sungas, which are the male kind of Speedo, are very common. Well, it actually depends.
Sungas. I have a couple sungas because I don't care. I mean, we're here to have fun and be warm in the beach. I love the beach. So, sunga me, sunga you. I love a good sunga, I guess. I call it a tuna sack. It's not going to translate at all well. It's a personal joke for me. Tuna sack. But a sunga equals tuna sack to my crew. Got it. Excellent. Understood. Also, why would I ask if people are topless? Who does that? I mean, don't you have any manners? Didn't your parents raise you right? You just don't go asking people if their beaches are topless. That is your first, question? Okay. All right, sure, Jan. All right.
In the city, but you're very likely to see them. Speaking of cities, don't assume Brazil is just Rio and Sao Paulo. I've spent a lot of time in both those cities. They're incredible cities, but the country is a huge country. It's the size of a continent. They have various different types of...
Why would you assume that one city is another city and that's it? There's nothing in between. People do that all the time. To California too. They think it's just Los Angeles and San Francisco, and I'm like, I grew up in the middle of California, so there was just farmland, but there was Yosemite's in the middle of the California, and that's an international destination place, which is beautiful, and I was glad to grow up there. But I would never just assume that it's just this. How do you get from point A to point B? Obviously, things are miles and kilometers away. So this is kind of weird that someone would think that. It's a good tip for people. It's just to be on the safe side, but it's a little remedial in my opinion. It's very simple. It's very easy. It's kind of, if you have some common sense, you would never assume that.
Landscapes, architecture, they have beach, they have colonial cities. You should check out Bonito. It's a swampland. It's beautiful. I've actually never been there, so it's on my list. The Amazon is wonderful. Down south, the culture is a little bit different. And there's a lot of regionalism too, so be careful when you're talking about one city over another, because that can get you into some arguments. It's basically best to avoid talking about religion, soccer teams, and what else? And politics.
Religious, soccer teams, and politics. Okay, it's a big deal. Luckily, I'm not particularly interested in soccer or football. No. Is that what it's called there? Is it football? I don't want to say it wrong. Is it football? I'm going to say football just because I know in Spanish it's football. So football or soccer, I don't know. I mean, sure, it's something that people like to do and watch, and it's something that I do not care for. Do not care about. I have no opinion of it really, other than no thank you. How do you say no thank you? In Portuguese, let me know. Also, if you really like this, please share this with your friends. Also, again, like, comment, subscribe, ring your notification bell because that really helps. I really want to get to, hopefully before my birthday, which is in April, we get to 1,000 subscribers. So share it with your friends. I'm fun, right? No? You don't like it? Okay. It's fine if you don't. You can keep watching though, but keep watching. In fact, if you don't like it, tell me what you don't like so I can change it because I can, I can adapt. And if you don't think I need to change, then awesome. I love you too.
Yeah, don't talk about those things. Don't throw toilet paper in the toilets. Yes. Generally, there's a little trash can on the side of the toilets where you throw the toilet paper. Most toilets cannot handle toilet paper and they will get clogged. So if you see a little trash bin on the side with kind of smelly toilet paper, yeah, that's actually pretty normal. And if you throw the toilet paper in the toilet, it will get clogged.
What? Where? I've heard about this. My friends who are Hispanic or Mexican or Latino, they say that they are not used to throwing it in the toilet. I have a bidet, so there's luckily a bidet is common in Portugal. In Brazil, our bidet is common in Brazil because I don't know. But I have a bidet in my house, and that keeps things a lot cleaner. So even the stuff I'm throwing in the toilet is pre-cleaned, but that would be very helpful. Maybe it's my goal because I am an avid promoter of bidets. I work for the Secret Bidet Coalition. I should absolutely go around and provide bidets for people. I may bring my own with me so I can clean the back better because that's just what I prefer. It's just getting too gross. But don't throw the toilet paper in the toilet. Throw it in the garbage can on the side. The toilet garbage can. Basura, as they say it in Spanish. Basura. Okay. Toilet trash. Got it. I'll remember. Toilet trash. Toilet trash.
Exceptions. Some places have better plumbing than others, but that's a general rule. Don't slam the car door. Americans, wow, like when they're in Ubers, they just really slam the car doors. People will get mad at you and you'll make them pretty angry. So generally Brazilians.
Oh no, I'm gonna get in trouble. I am stronger than I look. I mean, I got a little panza, but I am definitely stronger than I look. So I always slam doors. I either don't push them enough or I push them too much. I can't find a happy middle ground. Maybe it's all those years doing a massage or something, but it was really, I've developed a good upper body strength, even though they're flabby. Even though they're flabby, I still maintained a lot of strength, especially this right one because I'm really right-handed. So, okay, don't slam the doors. Got it. You got it, dude.
Just a little tip. Most Americans don't even realize they did something rude because the guy yells at them in Portuguese, but I've noticed. An important rule, the beer has to be very, very cold. It's offensive if you give someone a beer that's warm. They just won't accept it. So you might think it's cold, but it needs to be even colder than you think. And generally beer, if you go to a bar, you'll buy it in a 600 milliliter bottle with little cups. They're actually called copos americanos, American cups, which is kind of funny because I've never seen them in the United States. And you should always pour your friend's beer before yours. So if you're...
Okay, so if we very cold beer, I sometimes have beer and I like my beer very cold, so I'm on point with that. And then you serve your friend's beer before you serve your own. Okay. Do I generally do that? I think that's just polite. That's just manners, right? If you buy a beer from the table, then you serve them. You give them first, and then you take the last of it or the rest of it, right? Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, I mean, just have some manners. I mean, maybe I grew up with a lot more manners, a lot more, social traditions like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't generally, since they're so big, we don't really, in the United States, we don't really serve beer to people that way, but they do come in pitchers sometimes. So yeah, you would serve your friend first and then you serve yourself last. Absolutely. Unless you're drunker than yourself, then you serve yourself first and don't drink. But you should always serve your friends first. Yeah. I agree.
If there's 3 people and you're about to pour some beer for yourself, it's customary to report your friend's beer first. If not, you look kind of rude. And then at the end of the night, generally, if you're going to a club or even some bars, you'll get a consumption card or a comanda. And you don't want to lose that because they're checking off what you bought. And if you lose that, they might try to charge you a lot of money at the end of the night. If you have some Portuguese skills, you can usually get your way out of it, but try not to lose that card or you might get yourself.
Don't lose the consumption card. He spelled consumption wrong. It's spelled with an N. CONSUMPTION. I don't know that much sign language, but I can spell that. I know all those letters, so that worked out. American Sign Language. I don't know International Sign Language or Spanish or Mexican or any other sign language, but don't lose a consumption card. That seems right. That's right up my anal retentive self. No, I'm not, nope. I will hold on to it. I try not to lose things. Knock on wood.
Some problems. Other things to avoid, like don't get into taxis that don't have meters. I made that mistake once. Believe me, they'll try to get you. As far as tipping, it's not really custom.
Don't get into taxis that don't have meters, but you can do Ubers, but you can't. Okay, so yeah, don't get a regular taxi cab. That makes sense. I mean, you've got to look now. Now I've got to be able to look out when I get in a taxi cab again. Remember taxi cabs? When I used to be able to just stick my hand out and feel very important and hail a taxi cab. But because I'm brown, most often than not, it was drive right past me. But I still felt important doing it. And I thought I had good taxi karma. I guess I do sort of want to have good taxi karma. Yeah. That's going to take a while for me to remember. I will be reviewing this video if I ever go to Brazil. You guys want me to go there? You guys should ask me if you want me to go to Brazil, and then I will try to go to Brazil. Eventually. I've got a lot of things on my plate right now. Trips. You can't take trips anywhere. I mean, you know, ask me, and we'll set up a date. We'll plan a future tense. Okay, it's always good to have things to look forward to. Just like my videos that come out on Saturdays. You guys gotta watch them. I know Saturday's a weird day. Actually, it's supposed to be Friday. See, I don't know what day I want to upload because I had a pattern and now I want to change it because it's just better for my schedule. And it's really hard because I need to. But Fridays, Tuesdays and Fridays. And I'm talking too much. We'll continue.
Customary, but sometimes you'll see a 10% service charge that's just included in the bill. But I mean, if you tip, no one's gonna be offended. It's not like Japan where tipping can be offensive. Brazil, if you want to tip, go ahead, but it's not mandatory. But you will usually see like a 10% service fee.
Tipping's not mandatory? All right, I'm here for this. I think people should get paid the fair its wage, and so this is something that I'm into. I will probably still tip because I'm used to it. And also, I just believe in tipping. I believe in you get good service, you give a little extra. I used to work as a restaurant as a server, as a waiter. So, yeah.
This one's more for single guys traveling. Don't treat Brazil like a sex tourism country. It is a very complicated country. In one sense, Brazilians are very liberal and open and free with their bodies, but in another sense, it's a very conservative country. And I've seen a lot of gringos that just kind of assume, just for being gringos, that the girl is gonna want them. So just, you know, be respectful. Respect the ladies out there.
Wait a minute. I mean, are you supposed to go to anywhere and just assume you can be all over people? Maybe I'm more conservative that way, but I feel like keep your hands to yourself. Unless I ask you to touch me, do not touch me. Like, I don't want to be touched by just any old body or any old body or any young body or just any person. So don't just touch me. Like, no, consent is like French fries. You can't just take people's food. You have to ask to eat people's French fries. Okay, you touch my fries without asking, I will be upset, especially if I don't know you. If I know you, I still may be annoyed, but I'll be like, okay. But if you're a stranger, don't touch my fries. Consent is French fries. It's like French fries. But it is. Consent is French fries. It just is.
On the other side of that, so men usually make two mistakes. Either they are way too aggressive and assume that all girls want them just because they have an American passport. But then I've seen the other side where Americans are a little too slow to get the point when a girl is interested in them. So like if you see the girl like mexendo com o cabelo, te olhando, te dando pouco de mole, vai lá falar com ela. Don't waste too much time if you do think the girl is interested in you. You will see a lot of kissing in restaurants, even like at lunchtime. It's a very kissing culture. It's not very uncommon. And that might not lead to anything else. That might just be a kiss, but it's pretty common to see kissing down there. So if a girl is interested in you and you're talking to her and you're getting all the right signals, don't be afraid to try your luck. But sempre com respeito, with respect. Okay.
Really? A lot of kissing, huh? All right. I mean, I've got big lips, so if you want to make out, I enjoy it. I'm a make out person. Let's make out. Let's do it. I'll make out. I've got a very long tongue, so that's probably too much information. You guys didn't really need to know that, but now you know. Got a very long tongue, so just let me. Yeah, I'll make out with you. I'm pretty open about that. I mean, sorry. Making out. Okay, got it. Understood. You gotta pick up on the signs. I'm not good at picking up on signs like that, but hey, whatever floats our boat, right? All right, Tim.
Showing your valuables. Now, I'm not going to get into the security problems with Brazil. There are some. It definitely depends on where you're going. It also depends on what time you're going and what time of the year. Like a carnival season will have higher pickpocket incidents, and also like alone and late at night. It's like just not a good idea. Take Uber. Be safe. Don't bring anything valuable. I've been there for 3 years. I lost one cell phone because I was being stupid on the beach. I took a nap on the beach with my cell phone out. That's just like asking for problems during carnival. So that was my fault. Il dei moli. I made it easy for them. But generally speaking, be smart. Don't bring out things you don't want to lose. Don't show your wealth. Don't flash money around, watches, iPhone. You can bring your iPhone maybe, but don't bring out your iWatch, all that stuff. Just leave it home. You're here to enjoy good conversations, a nice beer at the bar, but don't get carried away bringing around too much stuff. Just be safe. As far as
I like my stuff. I like stuff. I mean, as you can see, I'm not wearing it. I will lose a watch in a heartbeat. First thing to go. I will break it probably before I lose it. Chains, any necklaces or anything like that. I don't tend to wear those things very much. Usually I just like to have my keys on me because I'm so weird, and my wallet. I don't tend to flash money too much because I keep my wallet to myself and my money to myself. It doesn't matter how much money I make. It honestly doesn't. If I'm a jerk, I'm still a jerk. I'm just a jerk with a fat wallet. And yeah, no. So I would prefer to be nice, and then I can spend money on other people if I want to, but I'm not going to be like, I got it. Oh, no, I'm going to pay for everything. I mean, I may say that, but that's a circumstantial thing. So, yeah, I mean, being flashy is just kind of tacky anyway, right? It's not very cool.
Visiting the favelas, people will give you different advice on this. First of all, the favelas are places where people live, so it's just a normal community. It happens to be lower income community. You'll see them on the hills. There are problems with violence depending on which favela you're talking about. Some are relatively pacified, some are very dangerous, and this could change day to day. So really, you gotta treat that with caution. Don't treat it like a tourist destination because it's a place where people live. It's a place where people make their living, they work. So, treat that area with respect. I visited a few.
Favelas. Okay, so little did you guys know, one of my favorite movies is City of God, or Cidade de Deus. I can't pronounce it, but that's my best effort. That's my best effort. So I love that movie. I've seen it many, many times. I own it. I used to watch the little series about it. I fell in love with all those characters, Acerola, and everyone on it. I can't remember their other names right now. It'll come back. But love that show. Love that movie and love the shows. City of Men, Ciudad de Hombre, I don't know. Anyway, so I know about the favelas, and I know that you gotta be respectful, and just like any lower income area, you want to be mindful of where you're at and be respectful and understand that, they're humans too. So treat everyone with respect, and I think you'll be fine. And just, listen to your friends and don't go there by yourself. I would, yeah, it's not a tourist destination. It's like, let's go walk through and look at the people who are have a harder time than I do. That's a very entitled, like, sort of, really just ignorant way to behave.
One is Vidigal in Rio, and it's kind of actually a pretty touristy, not so touristy, I mean, it's people are living there, but they have built some attractions to attract tourism, and that one's pretty safe to go, but you know, pay attention to what's going on day to day in the news. And then I went with my friend to teach an English class. He works with a non-profit organization, and this fellow is Explica. I wouldn't recommend going there by yourself, so if you want to go with a friend, maybe go with an organization. And if you're going to take a local tour, try to take one with someone that's from the community, someone that's actually trying to give back to the community, because there's also some people that just try to come in and you know, take advantage of the fact that people want to visit the favela and they don't actually do anything to help the favela. So
I mean, that's what I said, but it sounds like it would be cool to go down there if I learned enough Portuguese to go down there and teach English. I appreciate that I know English well and went to college for it, so I think that that's something that that I should go and do. I don't mind teaching in an adult capacity, but as far as children, I don't have the patience. Just not me. But those of you who do, God bless you, because that is the Lord's work. That is not something that I can do. I'm sorry, I am not the one. Nope, no patience for that. I am too much of a big kid myself. Sorry, you're gonna have a grown ass man rolling around with kids. I'm like a big panda, and these are baby pandas, and there's not much difference. They're just smaller versions of these little roly-poly people, so roly-poly creatures. So
that was pretty quick video. I mean, there's so many more things I could cover. I know my audience is mostly Brazilian, so just trying to give a little hint, because I made a video a couple weeks in Harvard, one of the best universities, and they didn't even know the capital of Brazil, which was Brasilia. So do a little homework, you know, find some fun facts. Just read the Wikipedia page. That's really all you have to do to be 100% better than the average gringo. I mean, obviously try to study more, learn the history. It's a great country that I've pretty much lived there for the last 3 years. Hope to be back soon. And oh, don't forget to enjoy the beers, enjoy the caipirinhas, but drink a lot of water, use sunblock. It's hot down there. Protect your skin, protect your skin. Até mais. See you next time. Peace.
Até mais. I'm gonna try to say that more. Até mais. And a lot of peace. I don't do peace signs very much. I don't know why. Oi. That was a cool little video. I didn't know anything about that. Some of it was common sense, but a lot of things were things that I didn't think to think of. Explica, if you like his channel, you should check it out. It's a pretty cool channel. I may watch some other videos, so if you like that video, please comment down below and let me know what you think about this video, about Tim Explica, and whether or not I should react to more of his information. You know, maybe that will plant the little seed and put the little bug in my ear to like visit Brazil and maybe meet some of you guys. You people, guys, not just the guys. Be weird just to meet a bunch of guys. Because it would be weird. I imagine that many of you out there are of all different genders. So why would I just meet one gender? That's what I'm driving at. I'm rambling. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up, but I thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Who should I react to next? Which musical artist do you want me to react to next? What video do you want me to react to next? I still have a lot on the list, but this is something I can bang out and get out really fast today and have uploaded so in time possibly for Wednesday tomorrow, because today I've been lazy. And I thank you so much for watching. Remember to stay positive and shine bright, because we're all stars in the same galaxy. I thank you so much for watching. Ciao.